So today I'm going to talk to you about this De'Longhi Bean to Cup espresso and cappuccino machine that I was sent by AO.com to review. Its model number is ETAM29.510.SB, the SB standing for silver black. I'll just mention just how easy it was for the delivery basically. It was ordered, I set the date I wanted, had a confirmation email about that. The day before it was due to be delivered, I had another email just reconfirming everything, and at that point I actually needed to change the date. So via a link I went to the courier's website, changed the date to the day after, no problem there. And then the morning of the delivery I had a text message with a time slot, so I was able to plan my day around that, didn't have any wasted time. It was delivered on time, just very slick and simple, perfect. So onto the machine. This is how it arrives. You haven't got to kind of put any pieces together. There's some plastic covering, protective covering that you need to take off. It fits on, it's quite deep, but actually this is, I think my countertop is around 60 centimetres deep, and there's plenty of room for it to sit on here. And I've also got room above my, underneath my cupboards, so that I can kind of take the water container off at the back. So I'll just show you the side and the water container. So you've got, this is like a service access door that you can pull down. I haven't needed to go in there. I'm assuming that's what the technician does if there's a problem. This is where the water goes. To take it off, you lift the lid, take it out, fill it up to the max container. I will say I've missed out some bits that come with it. Let me just move this. So you get with it a little scoop for using pre-ground coffee if you want to. You've got a cleaner, which is a brush and a kind of scraper. It comes with a descaler, which the machine will tell you when to descale. And then you also get a water softener filter, which I haven't used. One of the things that comes in the kit is a water hardness test. So you just run it under a tap for a second, and the indicator will tell you whether you've got soft, slightly hard or very hard water. We have slightly hard water, so I haven't used the filter. The filter goes inside here. There's a slot here and a slot there that it sinks into to stop it moving around. On the lid are these two little plastic hooks. You have to lift it up to put it in and out, because those hooks then, when you put the lid down, those two hooks slot into the back of the machine and stop the container for the water falling out. Let me turn it. Oh, sorry, too far. And then on the top, you've got where you put your coffee, and there's a little hot plate. I'm going to move my camera and just show you that in a bit more detail. So this is the top of the coffee machine. This is where you put your coffee beans, and this is the grinder that works automatically. You can adjust the coarseness of the coffee, so if you want it to be ground finer or more coarse, to change the taste and the consistency, then you can play with that here, and there are instructions in the manual on how to do that. And this is where you put your scoop of pre-ground coffee if you want to use that rather than coffee beans. I haven't done that, but it only takes kind of one scoop at a time, so you're limited to one cup of coffee when using pre-ground coffee. And then it just sticks back on, very simple to put on. You just slot that in there. And then this is kind of like a little hot plate that warms up gently with you, so you can put your coffee cups on top there if you choose to. So going back round to the front of the machine, I'll move that there. This is the drip tray. Comes off. It's got a float in it, so when the water's too full, this will float up and pop through the grill. You access this. The machine will tell you, but when the coffee ground container is full up, the machine will tell you that you need to empty it. So that's part of you get these kind of like coffee ground patties, as I call them. So I tend to empty it, the drip tray, at the same time as that. I haven't found any. Needed to empty it earlier. And then in here, this is a condensation tray that needs to be checked as well. I haven't found any water in there, but that needs to be emptied if necessary. So very simple to use that. At the front you've got, this is the coffee spout, so you can raise that up and down depending on the height of your coffee cup. This is the spout for the milk frother. Steam comes out of this, so you can move it to get into your whatever container you're using properly. This changes the strength of your coffee, so if you want a stronger coffee you move it towards the max, if you want a slightly weaker coffee to the minimum. I've tweaked it slightly because I felt that my espresso wasn't full-bodied enough, and that made just a little tiny notch up made a difference. This control opens up the steam once you've got it up to temperature, so you just slide it down. I'll show you that in a bit. You've got your LED display here, which is an espresso, and then you can make 2 cups of espresso. So you put it underneath if you want one, and if you want 2, you kind of sit them side by side and you'll get 2 cups worth. You've got a standard coffee, and you can also make 2 standard coffees, which is kind of about this much. One of the things I like is that you can actually play with these settings, so you can make the water slightly hotter, you can change the kind of standby, how long it takes before it goes into standby. You can change how much of the water or how much coffee you get. So if you have a cup that, I think the coffee is like 40 mils, the espresso, sorry, dispense is 40 mils, but if you wanted to, you can increase that up to 50 mils if you wanted a slightly bigger espresso. So you can kind of play with a lot of the settings, depending on the cup size that you've got. I haven't bothered changing any of that. You've got a doppio, which is like a double espresso, a stronger espresso. You've got a long coffee, this is steam, and this is kind of like a clean function. If you press that, you'll get hot water going through the coffee spouts and just cleaning it. At the top, here's your standby button, so that's what you press in the morning or when you want to start it up. I use, although the water, it purges itself, so when you press that, it'll turn on and it will start heating up and it will just clean through the spouts. So it's worth having a cup there. Now you can use this if you want to heat the cup up that you're using, so that it doesn't cool the coffee down. Your coffee stays nice and warm, so it will flash red, and then when it's up to temperature, it will kind of clean through. It does that when you make most coffees. Actually, you press it and you'll get the kind of flashing light, waiting for the water to heat up before the coffee gets dispensed. It's just showing that it's heating up. That's done. So all the LEDs come on, and that shows that it's finished doing what it is supposed to be. So take that off. Okay, so an espresso, put it underneath, press the espresso button. When you've made a selection, you'll just get one LED light staying on, and it will stay like that until it's finished the coffee. So some take longer than others to make. Obviously a long coffee will take the longest time to make. The espresso is the shortest, quickest one. So that will go through, it'll stay there, it will do its grinding and water heating, push it out, and when it's finished, all the LEDs will come back on again. So you can see the 2 nozzles, so if you had 2 cups, you'd have one either side. There we go, and that's like, whoops, a bit too soon, look, it's still dripping. All the lights are on, so I know that the coffee's finished. Okay, and then I've got, I don't know if you can see that, I've got a really lovely creamy espresso there. I'm going to do a cappuccino so I can show you how to use the milk frother. So I'm going to press the standard. Here around the other side. So one of the things you need to make sure is that your coffee cup will take the amount of liquid taken out, and then the instruction manuals tells you what the presets are that come with the machine. So if you're not sure, you can kind of use a measuring jug to find out how much your coffee cup will take. Okay, so that's my coffee made. Now I've put some milk in here so that I can make the cappuccino, or the milk, sorry, froth the milk up. That's very easy to use as well, so that's finished. Move my coffee over there ready. Get that out of the way. Now, you could, like I said before, you can twist this. So you press the steam, it'll take a while, you see it's heating up there. I move it out a bit. It's good to, I found that you want something that's kind of quite narrow, just because there's a little bit of a tight squeeze between here, and you want to be able to move the container that's got the milk in a little bit. Also, only fill it sort of a third to half full, because this, obviously you're pushing air into it, so you're going to increase the volume. Turn this control down to the bottom. You can hear kind of hot water and steam that's coming out. You move it about a bit just to froth it. And when it starts getting towards the top, making sure don't go past that black line, and turn it off. There's my lovely frothy milk, and I'll just pour that in, and I've got one cappuccino ready to use. Then to clean it, it's very simple. I'm just going to wipe it. You just wipe it down. It's hot, so just be careful, because this is quite hot from when the steam's come out. Just wipe that down. I turn it into the down position. Okay, I'm not going to press the steamer. I'm just going to turn it. Just leave it down. That generates some hot water, and that will just clean the nozzle. Turn that off. So you do have to be careful because the steam is hot. Now, wait for it to cool, or if you like me, you don't. You just twist and pull. That takes the outer silver nozzle bit off, and then you can take the rubbery end off as well. Okay, if you do it when it's cool, you can use your finger. Okay, you can then rinse those underneath the tap, give that a clean behind, and then just pop that back on. Okay, and there's a little notch here that you line up at the back, and then twist, and it's back in place. So, I mean, it's a beautiful machine. You've got some alarm indicators here, so that's the temperature gauge that comes up red that tells you if it's heating up. You've got another one that tells you if the coffee grinds bucket is full and you need to empty it. If you haven't got enough water, it will tell you. There's a general alarm symbol, and there's a symbol here at the end that will tell you when you need to descale it. I mean, it's beautifully simple to use. I absolutely love it. The coffee that comes out is lovely. It's just delicious, thick and creamy. I mean, you can tweak it to your own personal preferences. So easy to use that my girls, who are aged sort of 10 and 11, they can use it as well. They come down in the morning and they'll make me an espresso, which is a thumbs up for me, without being scared. I don't let them use the milk frother at the moment, but just making me a black coffee in the morning is super simple. So I cannot recommend this highly enough. It's just a lovely piece of machinery, very simple to use, with very clear instruction manual that comes with it. So thumbs up from me.